There's a new wave right now, I think. A lot of new companies, young theater companies are popping up. A lot of young directors, young actors. It's a new generation that's starting to make their own mark. I mean, there are still the main theater companies are still there. Tanghalang Filipino, PETA, Repertory Philippines, but it's quite alive actually. A lot of new companies coming up and innovative works. They're more daring, especially when they don't worry about selling it too much, especially the theater organizations in the universities, when their target is not really to sell but to just create something. They're more fearless, and I guess the general audience is starting to pay attention to the universities again, where the non-mainstream shows are coming up. There are works like Forum Theater in Tanghalang Filipino, where they did, I forgot the name of the play, but they deal with AIDS. It's where they ask audience members to participate. PETA did FNL, which deals with language, Filipino language. Now that they're taking it out of the curriculum, they're trying to, I think that's the discourse of the play. Why do we have to keep it, and how does it affect people when we take it out? So these are contemporary issues. My first prod dealt with Jologs, the Jologs culture that came out. That's 9 years ago. Now it's Jejemon, but before it was the Jologs culture, and everybody was into it. And we did Romeo and Juliet, Jolog style. It worked out really well. They were doing poetry, but instead of nightingales and larks, they did taho and balot, and it all rhymes. I always have a thing with plays that says they have an issue to talk about. That's always a red flag for me. I'd rather come in and pick it up and see, okay, this is about this and that. When I get this feeling when things are didactic, kasi it's like they're preaching to you. It's like a propaganda, and it's that, and that makes you step back a little instead of engaging in it, instead of really enjoying something, and by enjoying it, by watching it really unfold on stage, then you pick up the message. I'm in the middle of the Facebook generation, so I do pick that up a lot, and it actually inspired me in the way I staged the last reading of The Pillowman, which I did using live CCTV cameras. So you don't see the actors at all. You watch them through TV. So it's removing them out of the view, and I think that's because of the influences of media on me, how CCTV cameras and YouTube, and how easy it is now, the technology that we have, which is not accessible to us before. We had to use cassette tapes. Editing sound now is so easy, believe me. Now it's just a click of a button. You can edit a movie, you can edit sound in a laptop, and I think that greatly affects and makes the quality of work quite better, I guess. The downfall, though, is that they sometimes don't appreciate this technology, and so they become sloppy on their work. They take it for granted. Cell phones, people take communication for granted a lot. I don't know if they're being left behind, but I guess some are more traditional than others, and I don't blame them for it. If they think that's their niche and that's what their target audience is, then so be it, I guess. But you have to constantly engage your audience. The moment you become irrelevant to them, then your company might have to fold. Audience development is a big problem now because we don't have enough people watching to sustain the industry. And so I think the key is in the universities, because when the students, the university plays are accessible to their population, and so when they start watching and start enjoying it, they graduate and they will hopefully continue this habit of going and watching plays. Instead of just in the universities, they go out into the professional companies and still watch. And I think that's very important. So when the university plays gets boring or whatever, it doesn't engage their population enough, then we're losing a chance to develop audiences for the other companies outside. So I think it's quite important that we maintain these companies.